Good morning students. This video is for class 4 science and today we will start a new chapter, that is 11 number chapter, push and pull. What do you mean by push? Push is when you exert pressure away from you. That means when an object is there or a person, when you apply force so that the object or the person moves away from you, that is push. And pull, that means you apply force so that the object comes nearer to you, so that the object comes closer to you. We push or pull objects in our everyday life for various purposes. For example, to move them from one place to another, to stop them, and to change their shape, size, speed or direction. So we apply force, we apply pressure so that we can do various work to change the place from one place to another, to change the shape, to change the size, to change the speed and direction. We cannot move them from rest until and unless they are either pushed or pulled. So if an object is at rest, if it is not moving, so if you want to move that object, you have to either push or pull. Unless you push or pull, you cannot move that object. Thus, a push or pull that acts on an object is called force, and this pull or push is known as force. When it is exerted on any object, it is known as force. We apply force to do our work. The use of force is very common in doing our daily activities. So we apply force to do our work, and it is very common. Unless we apply force, we cannot do any work. So if you want to move a thing, if you want to write, if you want to push any object, you have to apply force. Push and pull. What is a push? The first is pull. Push. Push is an act of moving an object forward by applying force on it. So what is a push? A push is actually an act of moving an object forward. When you push, the object moves forward or away from you. We usually push things using our hands. Pushing makes the object move away from us. So when you apply force against your direction, you move or you tend to move the object away from you. Some examples of push in our daily life are as follows. We push the pedal of a bicycle to move it forward. So you all must have used a bicycle, or you all must have ridden a bicycle. When you ride a bicycle, you have to apply push on the pedal so that the cycle can move forward. We push the football while playing football. You all must have played football either in your childhood days, or you are still in your childhood days, but you may be when you are very small, or you still play football. So when you kick, that means you are actually pushing, because when you kick the football moves away from you. We push the door forward to close it. Sometimes we push the door so that the door can be closed. We insert the thumb pin on the notice board by pushing it. You all must have seen the notice board in your school. When you put a notice on the notice board, you have to push on the pin so that the pin goes inside the notice board. We walk on the ground by pushing our feet on it. When you walk, we push the ground so that we can move forward. We write on the paper by pushing a pen or a pencil on it. When you write, when I am writing this, I am actually pushing. That means when I write, the pen is pushed, and that helps me to write. We push our hand forward to throw a ball in the air. When you throw a ball in the air, we are actually pushing the ball so that the ball goes up. We push our hand forward. We change the shape of things by squeezing them. For example, kneading dough or chapatis. So we apply force on things so that the shape of the object changes. Especially when your mother makes chapatis for you, the draught, the round ball that is made of flour, that is known as the draught. It is that draught is on the, we apply force on the draught so that the draught can be changed, the shape of the draught can be changed, and we make chapatis out of that. The next is the pull. So what is a pull? A pull is an act of moving an object towards oneself by applying strength or force on it. So what is a pull? A pull is an act of moving an object towards yourself. So suppose if I want to bring this marker towards myself, I have to take this marker and pull my hands towards myself so that the object will come towards me. Pull is an act of moving an object towards oneself by applying strength or force on it. The object moves closer to us on pulling. Some example of pull in our daily life are the following. Number one, we pull the door or window towards us to open it. So when we want to open the windows or open the door, we pull it so that the windows and the door open towards us. We pull the door of a cupboard to open it. When you want to open the door of an almirah, or you want to open the door of a cupboard, or you want to open the door of a refrigerator, you have to pull the door of that object. We pull the lace to remove our shoes. Once we wear our shoes, when we have to pull the lace so that the laces opens up and we open or remove our shoes. Players of two different teams pull the rope in the game of tug of war. A tug of war is a game where there is a rope, and in the middle of the rope a red ribbon is tied, and two teams, player of the two different teams, pull the rope and that red ribbon towards itself so that they can win. We stretch an elastic band to make it longer by pulling it. You know what is elastic band? So we stretch it so that it can be bigger in size. A block pulls the cart to move it forward. You all must have seen a block cart, a cart which is pulled by the block so that the cart can move forward. In all these examples, we either push or pull the object. While pushing and pulling, we apply forces on the object to do our work. So in each and every example that I have read today, or it is given in the book, in each and every cases you either have to apply force, or you either have to push, or you either have to pull. So these are two things which is actually called, which acts on an object called force. So we can we can either apply force, that is applying force to make the object move forward, that is pushing, and if you want to apply force to pull any object, that is known as pulling. So children, I hope you have understood this. So for today we will keep it till here. In the next class I will explain your force. So for today up to this much. Thank you class.